I meet people and I tell them what I do, and they often act very surprised, and they say something like, "Oh, really, MIT has music? I didn't know that." And I always figured that that means they've never actually been onto our campus, because if you walk around the Infinite Corridor or Building 4, there's just music spilling out of the classrooms. There's students playing music everywhere. You hear choirs singing, a cappella groups, string quartets, orchestras, jazz bands. The Listening Room is a website where you can go to sample a great variety of the various types of music making that's already going on campus. Compositions by faculty composers, performances by student ensembles, etc. There are 4,000 undergraduates at MIT, and this term, of those 4,000 undergraduates, 1,800 are taking a course in either music or theater. There's sometimes a stereotype about what an MIT student is like, and in my experience, it's completely misleading, because the MIT students that I know might be amazing computer programmers or budding engineers, but actually really want to play the violin, really want to play the guitar, and can do that very well.
My name is Patty Tang, and I'm an ethnomusicologist here at MIT. I've been teaching here since 2001, and my specialty is Senegalese music. Rambax began as an extracurricular activity when I first came to teach at MIT in 2001, and over time it's grown to be a huge ensemble with between 35 and 40 students per semester. They're working with Lamine Touré, who is a master drummer from Senegal, and the students are not just learning drumming, but they're also learning about Senegalese culture, and it's a sort of entire cultural experience that comes along with learning to play an instrument. The track from Rambax that is available on the Listening Room is a piece called Tous. Tous is a traditional Senegalese rhythm that goes back for many, many centuries. It's a rhythm that was traditionally played for kings and nobles or anyone important who is entering an arena or a room. And Tous is something that's still played to this day for the entry of an important person.
The piece of mine that's available in the Listening Room is Diamond Watch. About a year and a half ago, I had a chance to write a piece for an important occasion here at MIT, which was the retirement of one of our most distinguished professors, Peter Diamond, in economics. One of the things that everyone knows about Peter Diamond is he's a gigantic baseball fan. To me, there's only really one piece of music that's associated integrally with baseball to everybody, and that's Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So I made a piece for two pianos, and I think the tune is pretty clear, even though I never state it, and it becomes more and more clear as the piece goes along. I love occasional pieces, and one of the things I get to do around MIT occasionally is write occasional pieces. I wrote a piece to go on the walls of our music library. I wrote a piece for the inauguration of our new president, Raphael Reif. When I'm asked to do or have a chance to do a piece that a lot of my colleagues and students and so forth in the community will hear, it makes me very happy.
We're thrilled that the 2012-2013 academic year is the 50th anniversary of the history of formal jazz study at MIT. You'll find three types of works represented on the Listening Room site. One involves standard jazz compositions by our major composers, Monk, Ellington, Mingus.
Thank you very much.
And the other stream involves original compositions by our current students. These might be arrangements of standard tunes, or more often, they're original compositions themselves. The other category also involves original compositions, but from outside composers, some of the finest composers writing for jazz today. In the spring of 1963, Herb Pomeroy legendary trumpeter and educator and band leader, was brought to MIT at the request of the students and the head of the music department at that time, Klaus Liebman, to come and take over the existing jazz ensemble that was at MIT, student-led at that time. And within a short period of time, Herb Pomeroy's leadership, magnificent musicianship, turned the program completely around. And that was in the spring of 1963. And in honor of that achievement in spring of 2013, we are having a major celebration.
We've tried to design our courses and our program around the MIT model of learning by doing. So music making, music is design, music is form, music is structure, music is beauty, music is elegance. And, you know, these are all things that are important to any kind of design you do, whether it's music or otherwise. So by doing music, they're literally thinking outside of the box. They're leaving what their main focus is, and they're using a different part of their mind, a different part of their body, a different part of their being to think about the same issues. What makes something beautiful? What makes something have coherence? What makes something have meaning or shape? Then they go back to coding or industrial design, and they think about it in a slightly different way.